The first swing caught me between my shoulder blades as I was loading groceries into the car. I heard the crack. Whether it was the bat or my bones, I couldn't tell before the pain registered. Then I was on my knees in the Walmart parking lot, oranges rolling across the asphalt. My mother standing over me with the aluminum baseball bat she kept in the trunk for protection. "You thought you were so clever," she hissed, raising the bat again. "Telling your teacher about the bruises. Did you think I wouldn't find out?" The second swing hit my lower back. I screamed and tried to crawl away, but she followed, methodical and calm. The parking lot was strangely empty for a Saturday afternoon. Later, I'd learned she'd waited specifically for the lunch hour lull, when most shoppers were inside. "Mom, please," I gasped, trying to drag myself under the car. I didn't tell anyone anything, but I had. Mrs. Rodriguez had noticed the fingerprint bruises on my upper arms during PE, and I'd been too tired to lie anymore. Too tired at 16 to keep pretending that my mother's rage was normal, that her punishments were discipline, that I deserved what happened behind our closed doors. The third swing caught my ribs. The fourth, my hip. I counted each one, some survival instinct making me catalog the damage as it happened. 5 across my spine. 6 on my legs when I tried to crawl. 7, 8, 9, each blow precise, avoiding my head, avoiding anything immediately fatal. My mother was a nurse. She knew exactly how to hurt without killing, how to damage without leaving obvious evidence. Or so she thought. "Get up," she commanded after the 9th swing. "We're going home." I couldn't get up. I couldn't feel my legs properly, and when I tried to push myself up with my arms, agony shot through my spine like electricity. I collapsed back onto the asphalt, my cheek pressed against the rough surface. I said, "Get up." She grabbed my arm, trying to haul me to my feet. When I screamed in pain, she finally seemed to realize something was seriously wrong. The bat clattered to the ground as she knelt beside me, her entire demeanor shifting in an instant. "Oh my God, baby, what happened?" Her voice transformed from rage to concern so quickly it gave me whiplash. "Did you fall? You must have fallen. These bikes in the parking lot, so dangerous." There were no bikes. We both knew there were no bikes. But she was already constructing the story, the lie that would explain why her daughter was lying broken in a parking lot. A woman came out of the store, saw us, and rushed over. "Is she okay? Should I call 911? "Yes, please." My mother's tears came on command. She fell off her bike. "I just found her like this. My poor clumsy girl, she's always having accidents." I tried to speak, to say there was no bike, but my mother's hand pressed down on my shoulder, a warning disguised as comfort. The woman was already on the phone with emergency services, describing a bicycle accident that had never happened. The EMTs arrived within minutes. As they carefully loaded me onto a backboard, I heard my mother spinning her web. She was practicing tricks on her bike. I told her not to, but you know teenagers. I was inside shopping, came out to find her like this. She must have tried to jump off something. "Where's the bike?" one EMT asked, looking around. My mother didn't miss a beat. "Some kids rode off with it. Can you believe it? She's lying here hurt, and they just took it." At the hospital, the lies continued. "Clumsy girl, always falling," she told the ER doctor, clutching my hand hard enough to hurt. "Last month she fell down the stairs. Before that, she tripped into a door. I keep telling her to be more careful." Dr. Patel nodded, making notes. But when the x-rays came back, his expression changed. He called in Dr. Kim from radiology, and they examined the images together, speaking in low voices. "We need a full MRI, Dr. Kim said. And I need to speak with security." My mother's grip on my hand tightened. "Is something wrong? How bad is the fracture?" Dr. Kim looked at her steadily. "Ma'am, I need you to step out while we run more tests. I'm not leaving my daughter." It wasn't a request. His voice was firm. A security guard appeared in the doorway. As they wheeled me to the MRI, Dr. Kim walked beside my gurney. "Jessica," he said quietly, "I've been doing this for 20 years. I know what bike accidents look like. I know what falls look like. And I know what baseball bat injuries look like." I started crying. "She'll kill me if I tell." "She won't get the chance," he promised. "But I need you to tell me the truth." During the MRI, lying still in that loud, confined tube, I made the decision. I was already broken. My spine was fractured in 3 places. What more could she do to me? When I came out, Detective Garcia was waiting with Dr. Kim. They had the x-rays displayed on a light board, my shattered vertebrae glowing white against the black. "These aren't fall injuries," Dr. Kim said, pointing to the fracture patterns. These are impact fractures consistent with being struck by a rod-like object. Multiple strikes from different angles. Someone would have to fall off a bike 9 separate times to create this pattern. I told them everything. The beating in the parking lot. The years of abuse before it. The careful way my mother chose where to hit, how to hurt. Her job as a nurse giving her the knowledge to maximize pain while minimizing visible evidence. The parking lot, Detective Garcia said suddenly. Walmart has cameras everywhere. If this happened where you said. Within an hour, they had the footage. I didn't watch it. I'd lived it once, that was enough, but Detective Garcia's face told me everything. She went pale, then angry, then determined. 9 strikes, she confirmed. Clear as day. Your mother methodically beating you with a baseball bat while you try to crawl away. Then helping you up, making it look like she found you injured. The footage was damning. It showed my mother taking the bat from her trunk. Walking calmly to where I was loading groceries. The first surprise strike. My attempts to escape. Her following me, swinging again and again. The complete lack of any bicycle in the frame. They arrested her that night. She was still at the hospital, still playing the worried mother, when the officers arrived. The shock on her face when they read her rights was the first genuine emotion I'd seen from her in years. This is a misunderstanding, she protested. Jessica, tell them. You fell off your bike. There was no bike, I said quietly. There's never been a bike. The trial revealed the depth of her deception. Medical records going back years, each injury explained away. Falls down stairs that happened when no one was watching. Sports injuries from sports I didn't play. Accidents that coincidentally occurred whenever I showed signs of independence or defiance. But the parking lot footage was undeniable. The prosecution played it for the jury, all 9 strikes clearly visible. My mother's calm, methodical approach. My desperate attempts to crawl to safety. The transformation when the bystander appeared, from attacker to concerned parent in seconds. The defendant isn't just guilty of assault, the prosecutor stated. She's guilty of years of systematic abuse, hidden behind her medical knowledge and position of trust. She knew exactly how to hurt her daughter without killing her, how to explain away injuries, how to maintain the facade of a caring mother while breaking her child's bones. The sentence was 15 years. As they led her away, my mother looked at me one last time. I only wanted you to be better, she said. Everything I did was for you. The courtroom was silent. Even after everything, she couldn't admit the truth, that her violence was about control, not care. That breaking my spine wasn't discipline. It was attempted murder disguised as parenting. Recovery took months. 3 surgeries to stabilize my spine. Physical therapy to learn to walk properly again. The doctor said I was lucky. A few millimeters difference in any of those fractures and I'd have been paralyzed. But the hardest recovery was psychological. 16 years of being told I was clumsy, that my injuries were my fault, that I deserved what happened. The parking lot footage became my anchor to reality. Proof that I wasn't clumsy, wasn't accident-prone, wasn't making things up. I live with my aunt now, my mother's sister who'd been pushed out of our lives years ago for asking too many questions about my injuries. She cried when she saw the footage, apologizing for not pushing harder, for letting my mother's lies convince her to back off. She was always so convincing, my aunt said. Even when we were kids. She could make you believe anything. The Walmart parking lot has been repaved since then, the bloodstains from that day power washed away. But the camera that saved my life still hangs from the light pole, a silent witness to whatever happens below. Sometimes I drive by and look at that spot, Space 47, row C, where my mother tried to break me and a security camera caught her in the act, where my spine shattered but my silence finally broke. The bat was entered into evidence, my blood still on the aluminum. My mother had kept it in her trunk for 2 years, she admitted, waiting for the right moment to use it. The day I told a teacher about the bruises, she decided, was that moment. She'd thought the empty parking lot would hide her crime. She'd thought her medical knowledge would let her craft the perfect lie. She'd thought her tears and performance would sell the story of another unfortunate accident. She didn't think about the cameras. The silent witnesses mounted on every pole, recording truth without bias or emotion. 9 swings of a baseball bat, captured in high definition. A mother's rage documented in digital clarity. My attempted murder preserved in pixels and timestamps. Dr. Kim still works at the hospital. He tells me he uses my case to train new radiologists, teaching them to look beyond the obvious, to question stories that don't match the evidence. Bones don't lie, he says. They tell the truth about what happened to them, if you know how to listen. My spine tells the truth too, in its healed fractures and residual pain. 3 vertebrae that shattered under my mother's bat, now held together with titanium screws. I'll carry that hardware forever, a reminder of the day my mother tried to break me in a Walmart parking lot. But I carry something else too, the knowledge that sometimes guardian angels come in the form of security cameras. That parking lots have eyes. That even the most convincing liars can't argue with video evidence. My mother told the ER doctor I was clumsy, always falling. The CCTV showed her swinging a bat 9 times while I crawled away. The radiologist saw fracture patterns that exposed years of lies in an instant. The truth, captured at 30 frames per second, set me free.